The solar uptick continues. Welcome everybody to the Daily Space Weather. We don't grift, we don't commit fraud, and we don't misrepresent science papers. It's a bit of an issue on YouTube. Have you noticed some grifters? By the way, folks, here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, we would remind you that the end is near is the grift that people have been grifting on since the beginning of time. So don't buy it. Buy our videos instead. Support the channel. Press like and subscribe. As we're talking about reality and facts here on the channel. We've got composite imagery here of the sun as the solar uptick continues. This is 94 and 131 angstroms, two of the best wavelengths through which to view solar flares. Just spectacular imagery here from the SDO. I would note an uptick in sunspots. We've got quite a few, and it looks nothing like a grand solar minimum. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be celebrating the fact that the sun is not shutting down? This sunspot up here is very interesting. Also, it is at a very high latitude. Great imagery there from the colorized magnetogram. New sunspot rising over here. It's produced a C9.9 class solar flare. We were wrong about the forecasts of geomagnetic unrest. And one more thing, folks. When you're wrong about something, just get ahead of it. Don't attempt to gaslight people on the internet. Just admit that you were incorrect, learn something from it, and move on. There is no hill that is good enough to die on. Here are some ions. 304 angstroms is the ultraviolet portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that we're looking at here. It's ionized helium from the SDO. Lots of activity going on. Prominences galore. All kinds of filaments and more. Let's blast through more data. And make sure you watch the rest of our videos today, folks. We'll be showing even more spectacular imagery. Here's another composite. This is 211 and 335 angstroms. Those are both iron ions. As we see another sunspot region rising. There's also another one that looks like it's rising in the south. We'll get to it. The radio flux has gone up to 101 solar flux units as solar cycle 25 continues to increase in activity. If you think this uptick looks like a grand solar minimum, I don't know what to tell you other than it's not. The data has a propensity to provide us with facts. So here's the Space Weather Enthusiast dashboard. We never saw geomagnetic unrest. The solar wind high-speed coronal hole stream did not really ever show up in true form. Let's take a look at seismicity briefly and close out this video. Here's the past 90 days of seismicity on planet Earth, and the current levels are just moderate. I wanted to cite one interesting quake here. This one happened kind of right in the center of the African continent here in Congo. So that was only a 5.0 magnitude, but it's interesting in that it nowhere near a plate boundary. Is there a new plate boundary forming somewhere in Africa? Let us know in the comments what you think, as there's lots of conjecture about the African Rift Zone and so on, the area sort of northwest of Madagascar. Anyway, I'm going to scroll up the list here. No major quakes here over the past 24 hours. We did see some quakes around California, as well as a 4.7 in Hawaii. That's right at the bottom of the list there. That happened around when we made yesterday's Daily Space Weather videos. And we've been producing 3 videos per day just on space weather as well as a meteorology segment. Thanks to all of our longtime subscribers. And if we've missed anything, that Congo quake happened early this morning on the 26th. Next, we'll look at volcanoes, and we see an uptick here in volcanoes. Another volcano I've never heard of on the list. I don't profess to be an expert in volcanoes. Ambrym, and that's what this image right here is. The Ambrym volcano now producing some activity. We'll get to it in a moment. First, the report on Subanosei-jima. Major uptick at Subanosei-jima there. It's producing a 15,000-foot plume of volcanic ash in an explosive fashion. The Ambrym volcano, located here on the Isle of Vanuatu, has had its volcanic alert level raised to 2. There's a 1 kilometer exclusion zone. Don't pole vault the caldera. It could be unhealthful, and we need the views on YouTube. Samisa-Pochnoi, also erupting here. Low-level emissions from Samisa-Pochnoi. No word on the ash plume size. Don't fly your aircraft over Samisa-Pochnoi. Fuego, located in Guatemala, producing Vulcanian activity now, which is quite explosive, dropping lava bombs and so on. 15.4 thousand foot ash plume, a flight level 155 from Fuego. Nevado del Ruiz, exploding 23,000 foot ash plume over Colombia from Nevado del Ruiz. Sangre, exploding in Ecuador, flight level 190. Sabancaya, we don't know if it's erupting. Assume that it is. And don't build a campsite or do a square dance around the caldera. Novatos de Chilean is exploding, flight level 120. It's a 12,000 foot volcanic ash plume. Let's talk about our mission. But first, let's talk about today's featured product, which is the Do Not Pole Vault the Caldera products. So check out the style here. You can get this in a print or in a larger form, depending on what you're into. It's even on a mini skirt and on leggings. The graphics are spectacularly well designed and well printed. Do not pole vault the caldera. It's a public service message from Smashomash.com, and we've made changes to the homepage as well, so check it out. Welcome to the Neo Renaissance. Smashomash.com. Consider becoming a member of the Smash team to support the content. And make sure you tune into our next video where we talk about things like magnetic features, the heliosphere, and the Earth's magnetosphere. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Congratulations on realizing that the channel exists. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smashomash, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.